So I want to take a minute to talk to you about the land in between. I hear so many people going through transitions and making these shifts, and when you're doing self-growth work, it's all about the shift. And when we're doing that, there is a little bit of patience and surrender required for the land in between. And that's the unknown. That's the place of surrender. And the way I explain this to friends, family, clients is very much like those rope ladder bridges that you see, over a beautiful body of water or whatever it is. And on one side, you've got a piece of land. On the other side, you have a piece of land. In one place you've been, or you've been living and hanging out. And the other place is where you want to go. But when you walk across that bridge, they're a little rickety, first of all. And when you get to the center, that's the part where it starts swaying the most, feels not super stable, and can be a little scary. Typically, and I want you to think about this, when you've seen people get scared, do they run forward or backwards? Whether it's in their hallway, going to the bathroom at night in the dark, going down actually a bridge or across a bridge or anything like that. If people get nervous, they normally turn around, bolt, and run backwards. They don't typically run forward. But if you do, good for you. And there's no shame in going back. But it's not going to get you where you want to be. There's obviously a reason you started walking across that bridge and making that travel. Because you wanted to get to the other side to see what was going on. Whether it's because you were bored with where you're at, you were too comfortable, or you just wanted to explore. Whatever the reason is, you kind of got to move through that land in between and trust the bridge will carry you where it needs to. And to do that, there is a big point and part that is surrendering. And you don't know what it's going to be like until you get there. So very similar to like when you're flying and taking a trip. You know you want to get to where you want to go. But the thing is that to do that, you might need to fly. You got to trust the pilot. And if you hit a little turbulence, which that happens when you're in the air, it's a matter of trusting that you'll get through it. And while it can be scary, the minute you see that runway, the beach down below, or the slopes, or wherever you're going for your destination, and you've landed, most people don't fixate and focus on the turbulence. They might have said, yeah, it was a little bumpy, but they're more into the excitement of where they're at or where they're going. And that plane ride is an act of surrender. So the next time you're making a shift and it gets a little scary, a little uncomfortable, it's because it's not familiar and you haven't been there before, but it doesn't mean it's not where you're meant to go or where you'll thrive. And you can always go back because you know the way. So when you're shifting, trust that surrendered space of the land in between and see where it takes you. And in case you forget, I will be right here to remind you.